not only giving him his time, and there's thousands of people want to talk to him, seeing his amazing miracles. The blind man is not even asking for advice from Jesus. He's asking to see. I mean, look at the request. The request itself is crazy. I mean, how in the world I'm asking him to give me eyes? Unless this blind man, he have a very strong faith that this is the one who can make me see. So while Muhammad is busy with the money business, speaking to the rich people, ignoring the blind man just because he's blind, being afraid that he is being called, associating with the lowly, as Muhammad called them. Look, this is the word of Muhammad, the lowly people. Do you remember when Jesus, he spoke to the tax collectors and the sinners? The Jews, they said, hey, look, he's talking to who? Jesus said, I came for the sick. Do you see the difference? Muhammad is ashamed of speaking to the poor or the sick. Jesus, he said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy. And yet in their stupid videos, they are trying to say that Muhammad is not after money, not after women. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it? This is obvious. Every words in their videos is a fraud. Low IQ, stupid answers, stupid logic, and your logic is against you. And then he said, after he speak about maybe Muhammad want money, maybe Muhammad want women, and supposedly they prove it that is not true, which is absolutely, we get them busted. They said, and maybe Muhammad is hearing voices. Yes, Muhammad hear voices. And actually, the Quran and your story confirm that. Look at this. Chapter 1, verse number 1. Muhammad, he get this chapter during the time he was doing poo-poo and he heard voices. Read carefully. This is the first chapter in the Quran. It says, the messenger of Allah, Allah bless him and give him peace, whenever he went out, used to hear someone calling him. In the video, it says maybe Muhammad is hearing voices and he's like crazy. He's saying like, let us assume, like, you know, he's trying to refute supposedly people, right? Well, you, this is your book. Yes, Muhammad hear voices. And look what happened. When he heard the voice, what happened? And whenever he heard this, he used to flee. Do you see it? He do what? He flee. Why he flee? Al-Fatiha is a verse supposedly revealed to him way after he became a prophet. So why he is fleeing from the voice of Jibreel? He never heard the voice before? Do you see how easy to get busted every point they made it in their video? Yes, Muhammad hear voices. Not only Muhammad hear voices, he hear. I know how in the world an angel want to talk to Muhammad when he is doing poo-poo. Whenever the guy he went out where? In Arabic it says baraza. Anytime he want to go out to do poo-poo, the angel cannot wait until the guy that they have 24 hours. The angel only want to talk to Muhammad when he's doing poo-poo. Muhammad, he took off his panty, he sit down and he is squeeze it, and suddenly he hear the voice saying, Muhammad, Muhammad, who's this? And he start running. Why is running? Why is afraid? The man is already the prophet of God. He spoke to the angel hundreds of times before. He did not recognize his voice? Or because it's dark at night and he's doing poo-poo? I mean, come on, angel. Wait until the prophet, he wipe his ass, and then you say to him, Muhammad. I mean, what is this? And this is the prayer you pray 5 times a day. It been delivered to Muhammad during the poo-poo time. And not only that, the hadith is all over confirming that Muhammad, he hear voices, and he not only hear voices, he imagine things, to the point even Muhammad, even his sex was fake. The Muslim, they say to us, once the prophet was bewitched. Like, what? You have a bewitched prophet? Bewitched what? Who bewitched the prophet? Who? Who? A prophet and he is bewitched. Okay, what happened? So he began to imagine that he had done a thing, in fact he did not do. Like, what? But this is mean that we cannot trust Muhammad in any way, any mean, because maybe he imagined too that he saw Jibreel. Maybe he imagined that he's a prophet. The guy who imagined, not only that, even when he have sex, he is imagining. Look at this. Look at this hadith. Aisha, the wife of Muhammad, first had witness. She said, the prophet continued for such and such period. Imagine that he had boom boom with his wives, but in fact he did not do it with the wives. Okay, he did it with who? Muhammad, he was imagining himself having sex with who? With the wives. But in reality he was, because remember, this is not in a dream. This is not Muhammad going to sleep and then he saw a dream that he had sex. No. This is Muhammad is in a daytime. He lost his mind. He think he did have sex. So which means he have orgasm. But with who? If it was not with the wives, it was with who? Any Muslim knows? How this man can be a prophet of God? Even his sex is fake. Even his sex, there is no witness for it, because there's no wives there. The guy who go outside, he says, brother, I was right now with Aisha and I did a lot of boom boom. He said to him, you were with Aisha? Yes, in the house, brother, but Aisha is not there in the house. I saw her in her father's house. Oh, okay. Well, I had sex, but I don't look like it's not with Aisha. Then maybe Hafsa. Oh, Hafsa too, she's with her. Okay. Maybe Sauda. Sauda, by the way, you know, she's in vacation in Bahama. Okay. Maybe the prophet, he did have sex with who? If he did not have sex with his wives, he have sex with who? Because what to confirm, he imagined himself having sex. Okay. The imagination happened with who? And even the hadith says, he imagined that he had sex with his wives. With who? With his wives. So the guy, he see the wives in the front of him, and he hold them and he kissed them. I'm not going to give more details. You know what I'm talking about. Because Prophet Muhammad is very holy. He don't have sex, he download sex. Oh boy. Do you know what happened during the time we witch? We don't know what happened here. I mean, this one, I mean, this bewitched thing is just a joke. Who believe in this bewitched thing? You see, like in the Bible is speaking about the witches who do, because this is like if they trick people, they lie to people, they are liars. But there's nothing is called really bewitching. Nobody can bewitch anyone. If people can bewitch anyone, I mean, if that is true, I mean, imagine he can control Trump and he can bewitch him and he can do whatever you want. Why the Muslims don't bewitch Netanyahu? Oh, go bewitch all the Jews and make them go and fly in to leave Israel. Bewitch them. Bewitch Israel, all the Israeli, and then you attack them and make them believe that they are fighting during the time they are sleeping. Control them, brother, by remote control. If you take such a statement about a person to the judge will not accept this person as a witness because it's proven that he is obviously illusionate and he is mentally ill. when I was in the army, I was doing my paper for release. Like when you finish your army thing. So there's like a center where people who they are in the process of discharge, they go to do their papers. And there was a guy. Uh, he said, as like we are waiting, in our turn, talking. So he said, I am discharged. I said, oh, you finished your service? He said, no, they kicked me out. I said, why? I think, I don't know. They call it chapter. I forgot what the chapter. I think chapter 17. I don't know. Anyway, like which is it's about like being mentally ill. So he said, I hear voices. The guy, he did not deny. He said, I hear voices. And I'm not making fun of him, by the way. But the guy is not claiming to be a prophet. Yeah, I think it was chapter 17. I remember he said chapter 17. So he said to me chapter 17. At the beginning, I didn't know really what chapter 17. So I said, so like, what is that? He said, I hear voices, like, I said, like, when you dream at night? Or he said, no, like, I will be like now talking to you and suddenly somebody's talking to me. I said, really? This happened to you? He said, yeah. And I agree. I should, they should release me because I can cause a lot of problems, because suddenly he start talking to him. He talked to the person. Like, he go in a conversation with the person because in his mind, he see and he hears somebody talking to him. And this is Muhammad. If this person, which I really, I pray for his health, this soldier I met, he don't fit for serving as a soldier. How Muhammad fit to be a prophet when he is having the same illness? Right? Any Muslim have any explanation? So what I'm trying to say to you to hear, that when Muslims, they make videos to prove to you that Muhammad is a prophet, they make videos to condemn their prophet. Their videos is the best tool to make fun of Muhammad. Because Muhammad, yes, he is about women. Muhammad, yes, is nothing but about money and sex. And Muhammad is, yes, nothing but about power. And Muhammad, obviously, is mentally ill in the top of that. Not only that, actually the hadith confirmed that Muhammad, he tried to commit suicide many times. I mean, how many proofs we need to prove that Muhammad is mentally ill? Why somebody want to commit suicide? Because according to the hadith, no more Quran is coming. You see the hadith here? It says, this is Sahih Bukhari, that we heard that the messenger of Allah became so sad when Waraq bin Nawfal died, and the divine inspiration stopped. So he became so sad, and as we heard, that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the high mountains. And every time he went to the top of the mountain, again he heard chapter 17 voices. You see it? He hear voices. And the guy is obviously crazy. He want to commit suicide. Why Muhammad want to commit suicide? Give me a reason. A believer, a true believer, will not commit suicide. You see, the Muslim, they say to you, Jesus, he commits suicide. That's false. Jesus not commit suicide. Jesus was being taken to the cross, killed in the cross. He did not take a knife. He did not jump from the top of the mountain. Why you lie? How a believer of God, follower of God, he is going to go and commit suicide? And even when Muhammad, he saw an angel in the corner of his room, supposedly it's an angel, he told his wife about it. She said to him, okay, next time you see him, tell me, my cousin. So he saw him. He told her he is here in the corner. The wife, she cannot see him. Only Muhammad can see him. Obviously, he's crazy. And then she asked him to sit in the top of her right leg. She said to him, do you see him? He said, no. She asked him to sit in the other one. Do you see him? Sorry, he said, yes. Do you see him? He said, yes. And then she took off and she asked him to sit in the top of her. She took off her clothes or her cover, and she asked him to sit in the top of her, like between they want to have sex. And then she said to him, do you see him? He said, no. She said, the glory to Allah, this is an angel. And the Muslim, they say the reason the angel disappeared because he is shy. I said, okay, hold on. If this is the way to know if it's an angel or not, all what Khadija need to do, take off your panty. What this one right leg and left leg and take off and sit down on top of me? Just go to business. Go to the bed. Start doing boom boom. If the angel, if he's an angel, he will leave. There's no need for left leg and since when this is how you can discover this is angel of God or not. And the funny Muhammad, he said that if you hear the rooster, he saw an angel. If you hear the baying of a donkey, he saw a shaitan, which means shaitan, it means donkey is more qualified to recognize angels from Muhammad. You believe it? Read it. Abu Hurairah reported the Messenger of Allah saying, when you listen to the crowing of the cock, ask Allah for his favor as it sees an angel. Here we go. Chicken can see angels. Muhammad, he cannot recognize this is an angel or not. A chicken can recognize angel. Muhammad cannot. Muhammad, the angel came to him. He squeezed him physically 3 times. Talked to him. Still, Muhammad do not know this guy. A chicken right away will know this is an angel. And even a donkey, look, donkey he recognized shaitan, chicken recognized angel, which means obviously donkey he recognized angel too, because if he can recognize shaitan, well, whatever else is going to be an angel. And yet they are saying to us Muhammad is not a false prophet. What do you want more? Actually, this statement alone is enough to know that Muhammad is mentally ill. What kind of a prophet you want to tell us that is a donkey is sent by God to recognize, and rooster sent by God to recognize angels, and yet prophets cannot recognize angels? Peter, I'm not a priest, my friend. I am not a priest. And don't ask those silly questions here. Otherwise, we will send you free shipping and hand it into Allah. Paid by Amazon. Thank God I am not a priest, because if I'm a priest, there's going to be a problem. How I'm going to speak about this cult? A priest will be shy. How I'm going to tell people it says here penis, there it says vagina, there it says her ass? How I'm going to read this? A priest, he cannot do that. A priest, the church will fire me second day. They will not understand that I'm reading about the garbage of Muhammad. They will say we cannot speak such a language. You know, yeah, I agree with them, but we have to deliver the image as it is, so people they see how ugly it is. We cannot sugarcoat this cult. We are sick of sugarcoating. Everybody is sugarcoating Islam. Everybody, Christians, Jews, everybody, because nobody is brave to say the truth. Right? I don't care what people say about me. I say the word vagina. It says vagina. In the front of me, it says vagina. What I will call it? Zucchini? I mean, what I will call it? I open the Quran, I find that there is a God promising me that I will have a woman, and this woman, she have a garage, they call it vagina, and nobody park his private part there. This is what the Quran is saying. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Hey, brother, we have to be polite, brother. No, we don't have to be polite, because polite here about being hypocrite and liar. This is not about being polite. This is about you trying to cover up the truth so people